Okay, today we are working on a project here. This is a flat roof, and as you can see, the water's been running down on this wood and is going to rot eventually, and you can keep on painting that. But what we're going to do today is we're going to put some flashing up underneath here, the flashing here, have come down and cover it so that when it rains this piece of wood is not going to get rotten. And also right here is a bad situation where this gets full of water here and here and it's starting to rot, so we're going to cut this off, flatten, or take this out and cut this off and make it, flatten it out a little bit so that the water is not going to be hitting it. So that's what we're going to start doing here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to scrape the old paint off, and then I'm going to come back and sand it down. So we're going to stick the flashing up underneath and then some liquid nails here, and so that it'll be secured down. Okay, now that we have scraped this piece of wood down and sanded it, we're going to do next is to pull off this piece of wood here and then also cut this off here so it's flush with this and come down. Okay, now as you can see, I've taken off this piece here, flattened this off, and what I'm going to do is put a piece of flashing here first and then another one on this here, because when it rains, this is going to be shown. The flashing is only 6 inches, so it's not going to cover all this. So I'm putting this on first, and then the second one is going to go on top, which would be layering it over so that when it rains it won't get inside here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm creating another barrier, so to speak, to put on here. Covers this up so the wood doesn't get wet. Apparently this is the end that most of the water is running down from, so this is here to secure this on here, and that way it's covered with no water hitting it. Okay, now we put this flashing on the corner here so that when it rains it's going to cover this corner and it shouldn't get any water in it and any rot. Okay, so now what we've done is we've stuffed this flashing up under this piece here of the roof. It's up under about, as far as I can stuff it, so it's about an inch, inch and a half. And then I'm going to put some liquid nails underneath here and a brace, a board down on the bottom, so that we can make sure that glue adheres and stays on there. Okay, here we are. We've starting to glue down the flashing with liquid nails, and we've got them clamped down here. And then over in this corner, this is what we got here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put another piece of flashing like this and stuff it up under the strip cap so that when it rains it's just that much less water getting in that crack there, in that corner area. Okay, now in this corner I told you I was stuffing this piece. It's about an inch up underneath here. I've got a screw down here holding the bottom, this in, because you got to have something holding that. And then this right here, we are going to probably put a piece of wood like this up against it, brace it up under, and because I've got glue behind there, and then we'll caulk that and seal that up real good at the very end. Okay, now as you can see here, I propped this piece of wood up against my clamp here, and I'm going to be able to press this flat so when it dries it's going to dry, and then I can go ahead and throw some caulking around there. Okay, here we took off the the braces, the clamps, everything is, if you can hear that well enough, nice and solid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up underneath here, and I'm going to caulk along the edge right along here so that that's sealed up also. That'll give it more of opportunity to hold that flashing up against there and acting as a glue. And that's what we'll do next. Alright, came in here and I caulked this up here real good. As you can see that, it's up on the roof so it doesn't have to look real pretty, just as long as it's nice and sealed up. And then up underneath, as you can see, we've caulked out throughout that way. And over here, showing you that, seal that up so that it acts as a sealer and as a glue at the same time. And this project is done. After we paint this, we are completed.